I've never worked with such a frail material before, not with a gel plate. Actually, my expectation is that it's going to tear. Is it going to hold up? Is it going to be able to handle the mediums? That's the question. It would be incredibly cool if it did. I would never know unless I was willing to try. Hey chickies, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Ingrid. A few months ago, I did a tutorial on how to create cards out of paper napkins without any adhesive. If you remember, we had leftover layers because we pulled them apart. They didn't cost me anything, and frankly, I probably could have just thrown them away. I wanted to create something cool. Sure, I could have used sprays, or used watercolor to create some colorful, cool look that I could then use in a variety of ways. But I wanted to be different. I wanted to do something that was unexpected. I'm always looking to add texture or make an impact with color to my projects. I want cool designs and patterns. But how am I going to do that with a single ply, plain, leftover paper napkin? And then it dawned on me. My Gelli Arts gel plate. The thing that I have to remember is it's a single ply. That means it's super thin, extremely fragile. How is it going to handle the pull, the tension from the gel plate? And how is it going to handle all those heavy wet mediums? So I'm not really 100% certain what to expect. It's definitely piqued my curiosity and I'm willing to try something new. Let's dive right in. I've got some lemon and rose layers down on the plate, and you can see they're very thin because you can kind of see through them a little bit. I'm taking some large bubble wrap because I want to add that extra texture, that interest that you can get from everyday items. You don't always need stencils. I did allow my print to dry before adding the fluid acrylic to it. And then I'm going to take something that's probably unexpected, Deco Art fluid acrylics. Now you might be thinking, okay, Ingrid, you're worried about it being super fragile and thin, but you're going to take a fluid acrylic. Here's the thing about this particular acrylic. The fluid acrylic, in particular this cobalt teal hue one, it's translucent, and that was really why I wanted to use it. I knew I was going to put down a super thin layer. So once I have that on my plate, I'm going to take the paper napkin and I'm going to place it down exactly as I want. So I wanted to make sure that the napkin goes down just right. Of course, I got a couple wrinkles in there because you know why? That's just life. But it's a happy accident because it adds texture, it adds interest, visual interest to my print. So you know what? That's a good thing. So now that I'm happy with how my napkin is actually gelling with the plate, I'm gonna start to do the pull. Now, I'm starting to pick up the edge. I'm uncertain. I really have no idea if this is gonna work. So I grab the other side, which is something I don't do when I print, and I'm pulling it back and I'm pulling it back, and I feel the pull from the napkin to the plate. Is it gonna work? I feel like it's gonna tear. And there you have it. Look at this print. There was a paper scab on the plate that didn't lift up. It left grunge on there. It had visual interest. It had texture. It had incredible color. It was beautiful. Here's something I 100% did not expect. When I put it over a piece of regular cardstock and I took a good look, there was the dry embossing pattern of the napkin. Now I knew it was there, but it didn't compute that it would add such beauty to the print. I couldn't have added that myself if I tried. It was absolutely stunning. And the best part about this was this napkin, because of the material, it's not your everyday paper. So when you're touching it, and it has that paint layer on top of it, and then you secure it to cardstock however you want, whether you do it from the same tutorial that we did our first project from, or you try something new by using fluid matte medium to really secure that down to whatever surface you're using. Because remember, it doesn't always have to be a card. That's where the magic is in the paper napkin. It's a material, so you're touching it and it feels like fabric. It's totally different. And I guarantee you, if you create a card with something like this, with a print that you created, not somebody else. You didn't buy this, you created it. This is why I do this. I connect with my art. I connect with the people that I love because I'm gonna now take that card and I'm gonna send it off to somebody that means something to me. This piece of artwork, it means something to me. It's not a bill, it's happy mail. After all, this isn't all just about us. It's about connecting with those that you love. Sure, it's amazing to connect with your own artwork, but to connect with people, make them feel special. That's what printing does. That's what card making does. That's what art does. Now it's up to you.